Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to Democracy 3. My name, of course, is Albert Potato, and before we jump in, I want to make the point of saying that the game, after ages and ages of being out, has finally been updated. An official patch from the developers was released, and we got a couple of new things in that I will show you as we progress in Democracy. And yeah, it's not any major changes, it's just a couple of formatting changes and whatnot. Like one, for example, there used to be a scroll bar here, there really didn't need to be, and now it's not like that. But yeah, it's stuff like that. It's not very important. There's another couple of things, with the intelligence services, whatever. So this tells you what contributes to giving you security effectiveness and such like. So funding the intelligence services, wiretapping, tasers, mandatory microchip implants, all of this sort of stuff. Just a few little improvements. I think there's also a few improvements with the balance, although I'm not entirely sure about that. Whatever, we are back in Scotland after theoretically, or before theoretically, becoming an independent country. Either way, we're playing like we're independent, and so far we're not doing too badly, are we? We've got a butt ton of money. A butt ton of money. How did we get a butt ton of money? We got a butt ton of money by boosting up our income, which is kind of nice. So that's okay. I'm okay with this, and we can spend a little bit of cash. We can spend a little bit of cash indeed. Right. So, what do we want to do? What do we want to do to progress from here? Obviously, the SNP being a somewhat of a socialist party, we can probably pursue a nice sort of semi-left-wing, semi-socialist agenda. I reckon that's probably on the cards. Also, we've got way too much cash. We need to start spending that on some improvements. Alright, what do we want to do? We've obviously got a whole bunch of modded stuff that we've still got in here, which is very, very nice indeed. A basic income guarantee. Yeah, you know what? I'm not completely opposed to this. I think this is something that would be introduced if we were in a socialist country. It's not too much of an issue. We can come back to it. A space program. Oh, I would like a space program. You know what? I'm gonna introduce a space program just because I can. It's gonna reduce unemployment. Oh, lovely. Also, the mod, what am I talking about? The update has added a few more fairly basic events, I think. I don't really know what they are, but I'm sure we'll find out. Anyway, this wildfire damage has been doing significant damage to our GDP. This is very, very annoying. Are we fully funding Endra? Yeah. We should be. Why do capitalists hate this? Why? Why do they hate it? This is literally saving GDP. I don't understand that. I really don't. I really don't. Alright, let's see if we can introduce any more policies. I feel like we just need to go on a policy spending spree. Tax auditors? Maybe. High-tech products tax? Really not into that, I'm afraid. Punitive wealth tax? Possibly. There's nothing that really... Oh, free eye care. Yeah, let's do that. Alright? Capitalists are going to hate us. It's going to reduce poverty, though, and it's going to increase health, and everybody's just going to like us a little bit more. Capitalists, really not a huge fan of us. Really not a huge fan of us. So I would be expecting the Battenberg group to probably start gaining some members, because that's just the way things are. Pollution controls, can we scale back these pollution controls? I'm mindful of the fact that I don't really want to completely, I don't want to completely piss off the capitalists too much. They really dislike income tax. You know what, we can actually probably scale back income tax. We can probably scale it back by like 10 billion or so. I mean, what's our surplus right now? Our surplus is 13 billion. Okay, well, we've clearly got too much money. We're never going to need this much money. So if we scale this back by 10 billion or so, it's not gonna change much, admittedly. It's not going to change much, but it's still going to change a bit. And that is what matters. Okay, so we've got 13 political capital left. That's fine. We don't need to really worry about that. We're going to build up a good amount over the course of the next turn. We're going to get 31. 31 plus 13, that's 44. That's fine. And all of our government ministers, apart from you, you're a farmer and you're religious. You're not too good, but everybody else is fine. So I think we're just going to keep the entire team just so nothing bad happens. Okay, factory farming law. If you are... I think we're probably going to leave this unchanged. And if we leave this unchanged, then that means that our farming friend over here will be a little bit more loyal to us because we're doing something that's good for farmers, I think. Anyway, you know, it's just something that may or may not work. Let's go to the next turn and see what the hell is happening. Egalitarian society, don't mind if I do. I will take that straight to the bank. That is very, very, very good news, and it proves that our socialist policies of equality for everyone are working. Also, we're getting some more socialists joining the socialism club. We're running a small budget deficit. I don't care. I really do not care at all. That is very, very good news that we're sort of in the deficit. We don't really want to be, you know, we don't want to have reserves that are super, super high. But at the same time, you know, we don't want to run out of money. So we need to sort of balance that a little bit, I think. Next turn, this is going to be ending, and this is going to give us a nice little 15% or so boost to our GDP, which is lovely. Once again, capitalists really not liking us. Where is business first? Business first is going to explode in effectiveness. Should we start doing stuff to maybe boost our security effectiveness? I feel we probably should. Wiretapping? Liberals are literally going to hate us. You know what? I feel that we need to... oh my god, liberals. Alright, well, you know what? We can only try. We can only try. Liberals are really not going to like us. Holy hell. We are going to be very, very unpopular with the liberals. Apart from that, you know, I think everybody likes us fairly well. I mean, farmers, you're not too keen on us. Food Standards Agency. I don't understand why people wouldn't be in favor of the Food Standards Agency, right? Because surely, if you're a farmer and you get vetted by the Food Standards Agency, surely that is a seal of approval that you are producing, you know, a good food. Farmers may regard extra layer of bureaucracy and meddling. Yeah, no, I think farmers should see it as a seal of approval from the government. You know, you're making good stuff, and you know, obviously it's going to root out the bad farmers as well. So that makes literally no sense. But like a lot of these things in this game, I do not think that the policies in this game are representative of the policies in reality in the UK. But whatever. What is this? Endra. Oh yeah, we're fully funding this, and it's reducing wildfire damage by a butt ton. It's only costing us 1.2 billion per turn. What a bargain. A wildfire in Scotland, though? It's a little bit unrealistic. Let's be frank about this. I don't really think there's much else we can do. Obviously, we're running a slight deficit. It's alright. It might get a little bit worse, actually. Yeah, exactly. We're running a major budget deficit now, and that is because the global economy sort of just fell away from literally underneath us. So that is slightly problematic, although thankfully we've got the wildfire damage that is done, which is going to boost our economy. So I would imagine that this deficit will mostly disappear next turn. GDP, yep, it's sprung basically back to where we have the point of a 1 billion deficit, and I can easily deal with a 1 billion deficit. I mean, we can deal with a 1 billion deficit for literally like 150 turns if we need to. We shouldn't need to, but whatever, it's fine. A controversial march, an extreme right-wing political group. Allow the march. You know what? Allow the march. That seems like the right thing to do. Freedom of speech and all that. Okay, ministers are trustworthy. Their effectiveness is very good. And the Human Rights Society. Yeah, I'm not entirely surprised. The Human Rights Society is the Liberals, and the Liberals are very, very annoyed with my wiretapping. Yeah, you know, somehow they really, really don't like wiretapping. What a surprise. What a surprise. Well, they do like community policing, though. That pleases them greatly. Do we have any other liberal policies that we'd be interested in sort of enacting? Like narcotics, perhaps? And conservatives and parents will hate us, crime will go up, and legal drug consumption will go up a lot. But the liberals are going to like us. In addition to this, it means that we can actually introduce a tax on... Where is it? Recreational drugs tax? Is there any other taxes? I don't think there is relating to legal substances, but this is definitely something that we can implement. And it's going to increase poverty a little bit. It's not going to bring us in any money at the moment. However, it will reduce legal drug consumption by 12%, which is something that we need to do. Otherwise, our productivity is just going to literally like fall away. Also, it's important to note that we do have a fucking space program that we can cancel at any goddamn time we want, and that'll give us an extra 4.65 billion, which is kind of nice to think about. We've got 9 extra political capital. You know, we could invest in something sneaky, perhaps. I mean, rent controls. This seems like something the capitalists would be very, very, very unhappy with. But alas, hey ho. An enterprise investment scheme. You know what? I'm actually going to take the opportunity to do this. It's going to reduce the number of socialists that we have in this country. It's going to boost GDP by 7%. Holy hell. And it's not actually going to upset the socialists. It's only going to decrease the membership of the socialists, which is actually falling down over time. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's good. That's really, really good. I mean, I don't really care about, you know, the socialists having such high numbers. I mean, that's fine. As long as they like us, that's great. I'm more just concerned with the fact that capitalists are going to start hating on us. They really don't like the state healthcare service. I mean, it absolutely butchers private healthcare. Absolutely butchers. That's a shame. It is a shame. Wind energy. Holy cow. This is kind of cool, actually. Well, we're funding this to the max already, so there's no point in fiddling around with that when there's no viable need to do that. Alright, what else have we got? We've got free eye tests. That's something that we introduced this episode. Euthanasia. Alright. Religious people are really going to dislike us. Really going to dislike us. I don't really want liberals to dislike us. And liberals, I mean, religious people, do we have many religious people? I think the religious membership must be coming down fairly fast, actually. I mean, creationism versus evolutionism. This is going to reduce the membership by 41%. So that's what I want to do. Plus, it's going to give a nice little boost to the liberals. Same time, however, I don't want to give a boost to the liberalism membership. You know, we could... Yeah, it's easier to get rid of the religious people rather than get rid of the liberal people. Although the liberal people are going to be very, very unhappy with all of my proposed intelligence introduction of things. Yeah. Yeah, they're not really going to be too keen on that. Oh no, that really annoys me because liberals could just kill me. Oh, a one-party state. Congratulations, you've all but banished the thought of any other political parties from the minds of the electorate, reducing other politicians to mere has-beens. This is good news. This is very good news. And on the whole, I would say this is alright, you know, we've got a nice little boost in GDP, probably the highest that we've ever gone for, and will continue to rise up, which is exactly what we want to see. Unemployment, wow, big dip there. Space program really kicking in and making a big old difference. Now, why does this affect GDP? I don't understand how GDP affects unemployment, because surely as GDP goes up, unemployment should go down. That makes obvious sense to me, but I don't really understand that. Do we have food stamps? Yeah, we do have food stamps. The interest rate. Ah, okay. Interest rate is something that we want to kill, actually. Let's take it back down to normal. Let's take it back down to normal a little bit, please. It's going to bring us in less money per turn, but we actually don't need that much money. Inflation's going to go through the roof, purchasing power is going to go through the roof, but poverty is going to get massively destroyed. Yeah, let's just scale it back to normal. There's no point to muck around. There's no point in mucking around with inflation when we absolutely do not need to. And we're not in a position where we really need cash at the moment. Although, our reserves could potentially become a little bit dicey in the future. Now, something that we could go after is the high-tech society event, which is something that we get from increasing science funding and whatnot. I was looking for science funding over here. There we go. There it is. Technology. Technology is rising, and it's rising at a decent pace, but it's not really rising enough to sort of be good. Also, if we've got high military spending, which I'm not entirely sure that we do, then we could potentially get a military weather satellite, which would be alright, I guess. Would be alright. Also, it's important to note that liberals are now super freaking happy with us. They freaking love us. And while we're on a crusade of making liberals happy with us, let's bump up our spending in foreign aid, because I mean honestly, there's no point in not going balls to the wall, because our economy is doing better and better and better each turn. So there's no point in not trying to spend money, because this deficit will go away the more that we grow our economy. All right, let's have a look at water supply. Water purification. We're funding this to the absolute max. That's good. Water supply is absolutely fine. Electricity consumption, that's fine as well, I suppose. Yeah, I guess this is fine. I mean, the space program is, holy shit, plus 44%. So literally this space program is going to increase our country's electricity consumption by 40%. That's literally insane. Is there anything we can do about solar panels to bring down electricity consumption? Because currently, electricity consumption is linked into oil demand, well, oil price, and then there's oil demand here. So, makes us less sensitive to global oil prices. So, oil supply is fairly consistent. It's going down, and as it goes down, the price will increase. But I think we're kind of far away from dealing about an oil crisis at the moment. I'm going to say yeah. I mean, the capitalists... Oh, I just noticed that the capitalists are not hating us, which is actually kind of nice. Kind of nice that we're making compromises for the capitalists. Whalings, let's see. Environmentalists already like us a lot, so we're going to resume whaling. Who gives a damn? It doesn't matter. It's going to provide a little bit of a boost to our GDP. And yeah, everything should be fine. Oh. What can we do here? We don't really want immigration to be super, super high. International trade and our currency strength going up would be... I don't know. What do we want to do? What do we want to do? Nah, let's just leave it there for now. It's going to take 50 political capital to raise and lower and whatnot anyway. We're actually going to end the episode there, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very, very much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed some Democracy 3, playing as Scotland, an independent Scotland, or a soon-to-be independent Scotland, which whatever way you want to think about it. It's up to you. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks very much for watching. My name, of course, has been Potato. Tune in next time for some more Democracy 3, and until then, bye!